Hello everyone and welcome to my new video. And what is this video about? Well, I'm going to design a drum kit completely from scratch. Yes, that's right, I'm going to craft some drum sounds using fundamental synthesis techniques that apply to percussion. I'm going to go deep with the sound design, everything from kicks to clicks, snares, cymbals, the lot. But I'm also going to do it in such a way that I can have some wiggle room so that I can not just use the sounds as a kit, but as an instrument that I can tweak and change and use over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm going to do this all in Operator and in a drum rack, and then after I've made all the sounds, I'm going to look at ways to macro the sounds to give me some flexibility. I will be using Live 11 for this, but most versions of Ableton will still be able to do this stuff, so don't feel left out. Unless you're on Live 4. Then I'm going to go and stick it on my Patreon, where if you like, you can support me financially and download it, plus hundreds of other downloads. Plus, you could also take part in some community-based stuff that I'm setting up exclusively for supporters there. So if you like this channel, then chances are other people on my Patreon like it too. So you could meet some cool new people who like stuff you like, maybe. Anyway, let's get on with it. So I hope you're all sitting comfortably. What are we going to do? Right, well, first we need a drum rack. Okay, I'm going to do this all in drum rack and with Operator. So I'm going to get Operator, I'm going to drop it on this cell here, and let's have a listen. I've got my push here, and I'm triggering this pad. So basically, when it comes to synthesizing drum sounds, there are a lot of recurring approaches that we shall explore, mostly to do with envelopes and pitch modulation. I'm going to go for a sort of electro vibe with this, but any of these things you could probably apply to other genres that are quite electronic, techno, perhaps some hip hop, you know, or more abstract stuff. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. But fundamentally, all these approaches can apply to percussive sounds. So let's start with the kick. Operator is really good because it's an FM synthesizer, so we can use oscillators to modulate each other to give us more tones. But sine waves are fine, especially for kick drums. So to start with, I'm just going to take off some of the amplitude envelope, mainly the decay and the release. So it's a bit more of a blip like that. I'm going to put it to fixed and pull the frequency down a bit. Already it sounds pretty good. It's a little quiet though. Let's put the volume up. Okay, now I'm going to apply the pitch envelope. This is when it starts to get really kicky. So let's apply the pitch envelope and increase the decay. Oh, sorry, not the decay time. The peak. Let's increase the peak. Okay, that's a bit too boopy. There we go. Nice. Already, we're there. Didn't take long, did it? As we increase the decay and the release, we get a bit more boomy. Oh, that's good, isn't it? In the club. Right, so with the FM capabilities, currently I'm using Operator number 1, which is oscillator D modulating oscillator C, modulating oscillator B, modulating oscillator A. That was difficult to say. So as I increase oscillator B here, we'll hear a lot of new character entering the room. It's almost got a woody vibe about it, you know? Gives it a bit of body. That could come in useful later on. But anyway, let's stick with this. That's a perfectly fine kick. Why don't I just program in a little clip here? What tempo am I at? Okay, not that. I'm doing this on the push, by the way. I'm sorry, you can probably see the clip. Let's see. Nice. All right, let's do the snare. So you know what? I'm actually just going to copy the kick drum and use it as a starting point for the snare. Start by pitching it up a bit. And I'm going to come out of this operator mode here and go to this one on the end, where this is basically all 4 oscillators going in series. So it's like you've got 4 separate oscillators. And so for oscillator B, I'm going to use some white noise. Let's fade that in now. Oh. That's fine. Okay, let's program in some snares, see what we get. All right, it's a little bit loud. The kick is too loud. I need to address this now. Okay. Let's go back to the snare. So again, as we increase things like envelope, amplitude, envelope, decay, and release times, we'll get longer snares. But what's cool about using separate oscillators is that we can separate the release times for each oscillator. So we don't want our snare drum to sound too boomy, but we want it to have a little bit of body, and the sine wave is going to provide a little bit of that body. But the actual snare-y sound is coming from the white noise. So we could separate those off. We could maybe even go a bit higher. That noise is too long, I think. Okay, we could maybe do a bit of filtering there, but I don't really think it's necessary. In fact, I've just remembered that I had a filter on the kick drum. I might just turn that off for now. But let's have a look at some filtering for the snare. We could maybe use a high pass. That sounds all right. That's all right for a snare to get started. Okay, good, we're cooking. I'm just going to celebrate my kick and snare with a quick guzzle of beer. Please drink responsibly. Right, let's do a hi-hat. Hi-hats are easy. It's just white noise, very, very short, with another high-pass filter. So we can just use some white noise here. But we need to high-pass it. With more resonance, we can get a little bit of a click to it. And we could also use the envelope on the filter to shape that clickiness a bit. Okay, so I'm going to program in some hats now. I'll just do it with the clip this time. Here we go. Suddenly I don't like it. Okay, that's a little bit better. But the thing is, when you get into sort of things like electro and techno, you can kind of screw around with these sounds whilst the beat's going, you know, because people like that, you know, they like that sort of stuff, don't they? Don't they? Or did I just make that up? Modulated hi-hats, anyone? In fact, filtered white noise is kind of all you need. I could be like over-egging the pudding, but let's keep going. I mean, listen to that. Listen to that low end. Yeah, anyway. Okay, maybe we could take a copy of that, make an open hi-hat. So I'm going to open the I/O, and I'm going to put, I should start naming these. Okay, let's name this kick. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's go here. Let's name this one snare. And let's rename this one closed hat. And this one open hat. Now for this one, well, first of all, we need to choke them. We're going to put them in the same choke group 16. But for the open one, we need to have a bit more decay. and then we choke it with the closed one. Watch these pads here. Okay, it's not sounding quite hi-hatty enough for my tastes just yet, but we'll get there. So I'm going to put in some funky open hats here, but I'm going to give them a little bit of chance. Take a chance on my hi-hat. Okay, what's going on? Come on, do an open hi-hat. Okay, I mean, it's probably because there are notes there. So I tell you what I'll do then is I'll actually copy those and put them there as well. Oh, it's a bit loud. It's a bit loud in comparison to the closed hi-hat, isn't it? Let's close that stuff down so we can see a little better. Whoops. Okay. Okay, suddenly I've changed my mind about giving them not much chance. Let's give it a bit more. Okay, that's okay. Right, so what else have we got? Well, I suppose we've got like, I guess we could try like a ride cymbal. Oh, gosh, that's going to be challenging, isn't it? A ride cymbal. Let's try a ride cymbal. Ride. So maybe the looped white noise might be good. Okay. Let's put fixed back on. Oh my. This is a pretty fun oscillator. Oh. So, I'm guessing looped white noise, or looped noise, is that it's actually sort of several cycles of random signals looping. So I wonder what happens if we FM that with a sine wave. Is that even doing anything? Am I even on the right one? Yeah, I am. It's not very ride cymbal-y. It's kind of interesting though. Starting to wonder maybe if I've bitten off more than I can chew trying to make a ride cymbal with a synth. Maybe I'll go back to using sine waves for now. Oh, what's that? Okay, I've made the triangle. Okay, I've accidentally made the triangle. Right, okay, there's the triangle. Oh, that's good. That was some sort of blessing from the synth gods. All right, so let's do a new ride cymbal now. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be... I mean, a ride cymbal is kind of a bell anyway, so that's why FM's quite good. FM's good for bell sounds. So... All right, let's try using a third oscillator, which is actually some white noise. That's all right. I wonder if I could use the fourth oscillator for like a quite an aggressive click at the start. Yes, I mean, it's a very, very abstract ride cymbal. And there's a little bit too much pure tonality to it. Let's try some pitch envelope. All right, it's interesting though, and this is abstract electro, so, you know, who cares? Okay, maybe I can just make this a little bit longer, and we'll just have our ride cymbal. It's a crash ride, it's just a cymbal. Yeah, let's put some triangle in. Okay, all right. So I guess we wouldn't really be covering any ground if we didn't try and do a clap. I've always struggled with claps. So, you know, if you're some sort of clap expert, now is your time to jump in and tell me that my clap sounds shit. I mean, I've always thought when I hear claps that there's probably some reverb involved. And also there's the flamming, but I won't be trying to do the flamming. I'm just going to concentrate on the sound. So again, I think it's kind of like a combination of white noise. It's kind of like a snare, but there's sort of no body in it. So let's try white noise again. Let's use this operator. Again, I was thinking maybe a combination of the white noise and the loops noise with a very, very short clicker. Not too much release. It's not really a clap, is it? But like, we just need to make it really smacky. Maybe we can use the filter. Yeah. Claps are hard. It's kind of like a yeah. Suddenly I'm not sure about the filter. Let's just stick a reverb on. That'll do. Oh. It's not a clap at all, but it still sounds fun. You know what? I'm kind of determined to try and make some sort of clap. Just trying to think, some sort of click, maybe like a square, like a short, sharp square wave. No, I'm still not convinced. Just sort of sounds like a snare again. God, I don't know. I'm struggling with this. Welcome to watch me fail at making a clap. You know what? Who cares? It's just gonna be that. It's just gonna be that. It's fine. It's fine. We haven't got all day. We haven't got all day, all right? Sounds nice anyway. Oh. I'm in love with that accidental triangle. whilst we're here, why don't we make it a little bit more funky and exciting? So let's maybe, I'm just going to draw in some kick drums here. I'm going to give them a very, very low chance, and I'm going to copy them like around these sorts of areas so that there's a little bit of potential there for circumstantial funk, which is the name of my new 80s R&B band. And okay, we'll put those in there, and then let's maybe do something similar for the snares. Just take a couple of these guys, maybe you up there, this sort of thing, you know, just a little bit of humanization, you know, just make it less robotic, give it a bit of personality. Okay. Okay, that clap is... Okay, let's rename these. This is a cymbal. The sounds are more likely to get more abstract the more I work on them. The kicks and snares, hats, it's pretty straightforward. What did I say this was? A clap. It's not really a clap, is it? Let's call it a flap. Okay. Okay, so if you're working in a drum rack, if you ping open this thing here, you can kind of mix all of the drums. It's really nice. I like it a lot. There's potential here to make a whole track just in a drum rack. So I can set my levels and my panning here if I want. Okay, that's too loud. Okay, I would be maybe inclined, also when you sort of click on these tracks here, it shows you what's in the cell just on like it's on a single track. It's very good. Ableton's good, isn't it? Right, so let's maybe overdrive the snare a touch just to see if it adds anything. If it doesn't, then I'll fuck it off. Yes, it definitely does. I wonder if that might be nice on the flappy clap as well. Let's see. Not really. Oh, we'll make do. Okay, so you know what? I think that's kind of a good starting point. So what I want to do now is I want to look at ways to add some flexibility to this kit by macroing certain parameters to certain things. And so, you know, that we could use it over and over again as like a kit. You can kind of just pull this thing in and it could be like your drum synth kit #1 or something. And then, you know, you don't have to keep using the same sounds over and over. You can tweak it a little bit without having to dive in. So let's start with the kick. I'm going to solo the kick. So why don't we maybe name some macros and use that as a kind of goal, a sort of thing to aim towards. Let's say kick pitch, and then decide how we're going to do that. Well, I guess we would map this frequency. So let's map the frequency to kick pitch. Okay. Okay, that's perfectly fine. What could we do to, well, the decay maybe. Let's have a look at the decay. So let's call it the boom. Let's say kick boom. Okay. Let's macro the decay and the release to kick boom. Let's open up the, where is it? Oh no, not that. Where's the thing? Where's the thing so I can open the macro editor? Where is it? Where's the thing? Where's it gone? Live 11, help me. Where's the thing to open the macro editor? Map? Oh, it's there. Okay, I have to have the browser open. So, what was I just doing? So that is beyond absurd. We don't need a 60-second release time. So let's maybe pull that down to, what did I assign here? Can't see. Oh, come on. Show me the thing. There we go. 60 seconds is a bit much. So let's say 2000 milliseconds, which is 2 seconds. Okay, and 1 millisecond is a little bit silly. So let's try 100 milliseconds. That's good. Sounding all right. Oh, yeah. This is good. All right, so let's maybe think about something else for... This is new. They've changed this. This is new in Live 11. This map thing... I thought that this kind of just opened in a separate window and I didn't have to turn all this junk on, but maybe it's changed and I just didn't know. Or maybe Ableton is gaslighting me and it's always been like this. I don't know. So let's think about, maybe we could have kick, let's call it body. And we could introduce that second oscillator. So let's maybe map that to kick body. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Maybe we could map the pitch envelope as well. Oh, which I can't tweak right now. This is very strange. Yes, let's map the pitch envelope as well to the kick body. Okay, but we don't want it to go into the negative ranges. So let's find pitch amount and let's say we wanted to go from 0% to, I think 100% is a bit much to say 75%. Okay, that's pretty good. And then why don't we maybe add the frequency for the low pass and let's call it kick filter. Just to, you know, if you want to filter, maybe you might want to filter the kick. Let's see. Oh, I got to turn the filter on. Not too much resonance. All right, this is good. Right, let's do the snare next. Let's have a look at the snare. So again, we'll do something similar. We'll name some macros to give us something to work towards. Let's say snare pitch. And then for this one, we'll say snare... I don't know, snares don't boom. I want to give it like a fun cryptic word, you know, snare rush. I mean, it's not actually going to be a snare rush. It's just going to be how long it's going to decay for. Let's go with snare. I'm going to say tone. And then maybe we'll look at some filter as well, snare filter. So let's start with the snare pitch. Go. So the pitch is down here. So let's macro that to snare pitch. Okay, cool. Now let's think about the snare rush, which I said was going to be like the release. Oh, maybe... Actually, you know what? I've changed my mind. I'm going to say snare top decay. Will it fit? No, doesn't fit. Okay, let's go for SNR top decay. That's good, yeah. And then for this one, we'll go SNR bottom. No, top. Oh, I guess I could put bot. Okay, so the top will be the sine wave part of it, and the bot will be the white noise part of it. So I shall map the decay and release of the sine wave part to the top. Because generally when you do a snare drum, like an acoustic snare drum, the top, when you mic it like top and bottom, the snare, the bottom one is the one that sort of sounds snary and shh, and the top one is more, you know, because like the snare is on the bottom, so you're going to hear more of it. So this makes sense to my brain. Whoa. Okay. And then for the white noise, let's do the same thing. Macro that to snare bot decay. And then if you want, like, you can shape it a little bit. Okay, they're kind of flapping out a bit, aren't they, when they end? Why is that? Okay, let's go into the map editor and let's say, okay, again, we don't need them to be 60 seconds. What did I say the other ones were? 2 seconds. Let's say 2000. Okay. Okay, let's maybe make the release times a bit longer. Let's say the release times are 4 seconds. We're not going to hear a 4-second release time, but it might just shave off some of that flapping. I think it's done it. I'm going to pretend it's done it so I can move on. So, okay, and then finally for the snare filter, we'll macro just the frequency to the high pass. That's an all right snare drum. I would use that. The snare pitch and snare filter are there's gonna be clashes there, but that still could be interesting. Let's bring in the kick. Okay, cool. So if you are using a pre-Live 11 version of Ableton, that's about as far as you can go. But with Live 11, we can have more macros. Not really too sure what else I could do with some of the other sounds, but I'll have a go anyway. So let's add 8 more macros. Okay. And so let's say for macro 9, we'll go for hat pitch. Start with this. These are gonna be a little bit harder because like hats and percussion sounds a little bit more subjective in terms of like what you can do, how you can name what you're tweaking, I suppose. I'm going to think about that for a minute whilst I guzzle a beer. But the pitch should be quite straightforward. Let's solo the hat and have a look at it. Oh, it's white noise. So the pitch is actually kind of going to be determined by the frequency. But we'll call it pitch anyway. Okay, so let's map the frequency to the pitch here. And I guess we could see what it's like with the resonance up. It's a bit too much, I think. Okay. Yeah. What does the tone sound like? Nothing. Doesn't sound like anything. Okay, I was just curious. So maybe we can map the decay and release to, where's everything gone? Oh, there they are. Okay. So yeah, we'll go, so for macro 10, we'll say hat decay, nice and straightforward. So we'll map the release and decay and release to the hat decay. Okay, that's a bit much. So again, we don't need a 60-second release time. Where is it up here? So let's say 4,000 milliseconds for the release time, 2,000 for the decay time. Okay. Okay, hat pitch. Okay. The fact that yeah, I've made this a little bit difficult for myself because these open hi-hats I gave some chance, which was a bit dumb. Anyway, let's add it to the hat decay. All right, let's have a listen to the whole thing. I think I'd maybe like to, oh, where have they gone? Yeah, I think I'd maybe like to put a high pass on that flappy, clappy nonsense. Okay, so why don't we say, it's not really a clap. So let's macro 16, let's say flap time, because we all like a bit of flap time now and again, don't we? Or is it just me? I'm not going to do anything to the triangle because it is just perfect. Beautiful. I think that might be the highlight of my career, possibly my life. What can we do with the cymbal? Okay, I mean, we've got a lot of macros free. Let's say that's not how you spell it. Sim pitch 1, sim pitch 2. Let's start with that. So let's map this to sim pitch 1 and this to sim pitch 2. I'm just going to make this a bit shorter for now. So. Yeah, it's nice. I guess we could, like, I mean, it's sort of going outside the realms of purism that I had intended whilst coming up with the idea for this video of doing everything just in the synth. But we could maybe do something to that cymbal by using the frequency shifter. Which is kind of nice. Yeah, but I don't. I'm just going to leave that as a quick demo. I'm deleting it. So, okay, we got some macros free now. What could we do? Maybe we could. I don't know. Guess we could drum bus it like an idiot. Let's put a drum bus. But we would have to. Maybe I won't do that actually because they're all. No. You know what? We can do that. This is how we're going to do it. So. We're going to go into the I/O here and we're going to go show, send and receive channels. And we're going to create a return chain and we're going to call that return chain drum bus with 2 S's. Yes. And we're going to take all of our channels and output them to our chain. This is great. You can bus stuff inside drum racks. This is the shit. I love it. So now these are all being summed to this drum bus channel. So I can mute the whole thing here like that. So we can now process the whole mix through the drum bus and then macro the drum bus to our remaining 3 macros. This is good stuff. Okay, watch, listen. Okay, so let's say drum bus comp. Oh, I don't have enough. Let's say drum comp. Comp. And then for this one, we'll say drum shaper. I mean, well, it's not really. Oh, I'll put transients. Transients. I don't think it's going to fit. Okay, that'll do. And then let's map the compressor to drum comp and the transients to drum transients. Got 1 macro left. What are we going to do with it? That sounds so fat. I've got to be honest, I'm pleased with myself. I guess we could maybe put like, oh, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of how to use that last macro. Some sort of, maybe like some sort of like beat repeatery chain type thing. Let's do that. Let's put it before the drum bus though. So I'm going to create like, this is what I like to do in beat repeat. I actually like to use loads of them. Excuse me. And what I like to do is have loads of them all at different offsets so that they sample at various points in the bar. Excuse me, just the beer. and then yeah, have like different combinations of when they sample and their variation and stuff like this. So I'll turn no triplets. We don't want that. Who on earth wants triplets? And then I'll set this to go like 1 every 8th. Before I duplicate, I'm going to map the yeah. So let's go back to the macro, and let's say this one. I'm just going to call this repeats. All right, and then let's go back over here and let's map the chants to repeats. And then when I duplicate that, it'll duplicate the mapping as well. I think, yeah, cool. So yeah, I like to sort of do this thing where I create like lots of them in a line and give them all different offset positions. And then maybe for the last one, I might do something that kind of samples the whole thing. So I'll duplicate that one again. But I won't have any variation on this one. Instead, I'll have it maybe do something like... We're at electro tempo, so we can get away with 1/6, I think, but without any variation. Let's see what we get. So that's basically it. We made like a pretty flexible drum kit with some synths. You know, if you're starting on a track and you want to get a vibe going and you don't want to use samples and you don't want to use, well, you don't know what you want, you know, just use this. And then you've got a little bit of tweakability there. And then if you want to go in and delve a little bit more, then you can do that too. I do like these 16 macros thing. I think it would probably be a sensible idea as well to just put a limiter on the end of it, because what I am about to show you may cause some destruction to your fragile ears. So now that I've got all of these things macroed, if I create a new clip here, and in this clip, if I say I'm going to like duplicate it, did I just do that? No. Okay. So I want to like make the, yeah, I want to make the clip like 16 bars long. Okay, that's fine. So I've got all my sort of macro settings here or whatever. And we can obviously like hit random and randomize those, which is great because then we can just get a random kit, you know. But if you have record on, then when you do that, it will record the automation. It's pretty far out. Watch your ears, people. I'm warning you, watch your ears because there will be some sudden loud noises, okay? Let's go. So watch this. So that all got recorded as automation. Watch it all go again. I'm doing nothing. I mean, the possibilities there are quite big. All kinds of fun sound design stuff, you know, recording these random oh my God, I love it. I'm just so happy. But anyway, I'm going to delete that because the final thing I want to show you is how you can save various settings as using this new snapshot thing. So I'm going to make like a little kit. What happened to my triangle? My triangle's gone weird. Okay, I'm just going to go into my own little world for a minute and make a nice sounding drum kit. I like that snare. I've got to be honest, I like it. Okay, so I've just made a kit there that I'm quite happy with. So I can hit new, and now I have a variation of all those macros. So I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to call it Kit 1. Okay. Now I'm going to randomize them. That wasn't very nice. I think maybe I should put a limiter on that snare. I can see that it is screaming. Let's do that there. Okay, let's say I like that one. I can now add that, and then I've got that variation. Let's go rename kit 2. Well, you just keep going till you got a load of kits. Okay, let's say I like that. Kit 3. Okay, and then at any point you want to record them, you just hit this little triangle here. There we go. What fun. So I think that's basically it. I've kind of had enough now. I've had enough of all of you. 52 minutes. That's a long time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Please go away and make your own drum sounds. It's very rewarding and it's loads of fun, and you'll be surprised what happens. But if you don't want to do that, don't do that. Do it. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Please just do what you like. I don't care. Like I just don't care. Just stop.